No one. The special S-shaped country. Located in Southeast Asia, Vietnam is a uniquely S-shaped country with a very special geographical position, bordering China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and opening up to the vast East Sea to the east and south. Situated near important international maritime routes, Vietnam acts as a strategic bridge connecting major economies such as China, India, and the entirety of Southeast Asia. As a result, this S-shaped country is not only a bustling trading hub, but also holds a crucial role in the region's political and military landscape. Vietnam has an area of 331,212 square kilometers, equivalent to the state of New Mexico in the United States, ranking 65th globally. While not the largest country, it possesses an extremely diverse terrain. From majestic mountain ranges like Fancy Pan Peak, 3,143 meters high, the highest peak in Southeast Asia, to vast plains with fertile land and rich ecosystems like mangrove forests. Furthermore, Vietnam boasts a coastline stretching over 3,260 kilometers, home to prominent natural wonders, from Ha Long Bay, a World Natural Heritage Site, to Mai Kay Beach, voted by Forbes as one of the most beautiful beaches on the planet. If you love the sea, Vietnam will certainly make you reluctant to leave. Vietnam's climate is also diverse and colorful. The north has 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. The south has only 2 seasons: rainy and dry, hot and humid year-round. The central region has the most transitional and complex climate in the country. Summers are often affected by hot and dry Laotian winds, followed by the rainy and stormy season towards the end of the year, prone to flooding. As of 2024, Vietnam's population reached approximately 100 million people, ranking 15th globally. But hidden deep within this enormous number, Vietnam is also home to 54 ethnic groups, with a diverse and vibrant culture. The Kin ethnic group accounts for about 85 to 90%, with the remainder being groups such as Hmong, Thai, Tay, Muong, Khmer, etc. Communities that have significantly contributed to the country's rich treasury of festivals, customs, and cultural life. No. 2. The beauty of Vietnamese women. When it comes to the beauty of Asia, Vietnamese women always leave an unforgettable impression. Gentle grace, smooth skin, eyes that know how to smile, along with their own unique, elegant demeanor. According to Insider Monkey's ranking, Vietnam is consistently in the top countries with the most beautiful women in Asia, something that is both a source of pride and not entirely surprising for anyone who has visited this S-shaped country. In modern society, Vietnamese women are not only beautiful, but also excellent. Vietnamese women also leave a strong mark in modern careers and society. According to Forbes 2024, Vietnam holds the Southeast Asian record for the proportion of businesses led by women, with an impressive figure of 40%, far exceeding the global average of just 28%. A typical example is Ms. Nguyen Thi Phuong Thao, the first self-made female billionaire in Southeast Asia, who has inspired millions of young women to dare to dream big and act decisively. However, behind these brilliant achievements, there remains a reality that few people talk about. Vietnamese women on average spend over 5 hours per day on housework, according to a Gallup survey. Perhaps it is thanks to this endurance training exercise that they have developed super multitasking abilities, simultaneously running a company and running the kitchen without a single word of complaint. Sometimes their success is seen as a given, because they are used to doing double the work without speaking up. In relationships, Vietnamese women are known for their loyalty and depth, but this does not mean they lack independence and self-reliance. They are open and friendly to foreigners and are increasingly embracing multicultural relationships as long as there is sincerity, sensitivity, and respect from the other person. A recent interesting trend is that more and more Vietnamese women are finding partners through apps like DateNow, Tinder, and social media, and the trend of living together before marriage has also increased by 25% in recent years, showing that the new generation of women are not only beautiful and capable, but also very proactive in choosing how to love and live for themselves. Do you want to know the secret to conquering the heart of a Vietnamese girl? Leave a comment with the number 2 and we will reveal it to you. No. 3. The Kingdom of Motorbikes. As of 2024, Vietnam has approximately 72 to 75 million registered motorbikes, meaning nearly 3/4 of the population owns at least one motorbike. On average, for every 100 people, there are up to 75 motorbikes, a number that even speed-loving nations must tip their hats to. In large cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, motorbikes account for 85 to 90% of traffic volume. This means if you see a sea of motorbikes surging on the streets every morning, congratulations, you are witnessing a specialty of Vietnam. Vietnam has so many motorbikes partly because of their unmatched convenience. Motorbikes can easily weave through maze-like small alleys, significantly shortening travel time in traffic jams and saving on operating costs. In an urban area where every square meter is as precious as gold, motorbikes are clearly a transportation savior. Partially, it's because motorbikes are also a means of livelihood for millions of Vietnamese people. From delivering goods, going to the market, selling street food, to carrying bulky items like refrigerators or even a whole litter of pigs. Everything is packed onto the two-wheeled saddle. For Vietnamese people, a motorbike is not just a vehicle, but an indispensable part of life, a characteristic urban culture. However, the huge number of motorbikes also comes with many challenges such as air pollution, noise, and prolonged congestion, especially during peak hours. This requires comprehensive solutions from the government and the community. And if you are a foreigner visiting for the first time, an extremely important survival tip. When crossing the street, don't run. Don't stand still. Instead, walk slowly, steadily, maintaining confident eye contact. Let the motorbike knights automatically avoid you. Trust me, in Vietnam, crossing the street is also an art form. No 4. Things that are strange abroad but legal in Vietnam. If you set foot in Vietnam for the first time, prepare yourself to witness scenes that would seem illegal elsewhere. But here are completely normal and even become a vibrant part of the culture. First, getting a haircut right on the sidewalk. In Vietnam, all it takes is a small stool, a makeshift mirror, a few basic tools, and you instantly have a true mobile street-style barbershop. Amidst the sunlight, the sound of motorbikes, and occasionally even bird songs, you can get a neat haircut for the price of just a breakfast. In the US, operating a business on the sidewalk like this might result in a fine, but in Vietnam, it becomes a lively part of the urban landscape. But that's not the most interesting thing. You can absolutely sit and drink beer outdoors without worrying about getting fined. From sidewalks, parks, or even right in the middle of bustling pedestrian streets like Bui Vien or Ta Hien, anywhere can be turned into a drinking spot. A small table, a few plastic chairs, plus a cold beer. That's enough to start a party. Here, beer isn't just for drinking. It's also the sweetest way to socialize. That's not all. Buying medicine without a doctor's prescription is also a specialty in Vietnam. If abroad, you have to spend hours waiting in line to get a prescription from a doctor. In Vietnam, you just need to walk into a pharmacy, briefly describe your symptoms, and you get the medicine right away. It saves so much time that many tourists don't know whether to be happy or worried. No 5. Strange customs of ethnic minorities. First is the custom of bride kidnapping among the Hmong people in Vietnam. It may sound strange, but in fact, this is a traditional courtship ritual. When two people have known and loved each other and have agreed, the young man will kidnap the girl to his home as a way to formalize his marriage proposal. If the girl voluntarily stays and both families agree, a solemn wedding ceremony will be held. But what if the girl doesn't want to? She has every right to leave. No one is allowed to force her. A custom that sounds strange, but is actually very respectful of freedom of choice. Not only the Hmong, but many ethnic groups in Vietnam also have unique marriage rituals. The Red Dao people organize wedding ceremonies that last for several days, with all sorts of rituals from procession, dancing, singing, to elaborate worship, which can even make guests exhausted before the feast. Meanwhile, it is the women who actively propose to the men. After the wedding, the groom will live at the wife's house, a matriarchal tradition extremely rare in Asia. Try imagining being proposed to in reverse. The feeling must be both stressful and interesting, right? Even in funerals, some ethnic groups maintain special rituals. The Lolo and Tay people practice the custom of feeding the deceased, each bite of rice, each dish is brought to the mouth of the departed as a way to show filial piety and believe that the soul is still present. The Hani people even erect wooden statues in place of the deceased, then invite ancestors to eat, chat, and confide beside the statue, as if there had been no separation. In Vietnam, each strange cultural feature tells us a story about filial piety, love, and connection that transcends the boundaries of life and death. Would you dare to participate in a 5-day wedding ceremony or confide in a wooden statue like the Hani people? Leave a comment. No 6. Vietnamese coffee culture. Vietnam is currently the world's second largest coffee exporter, trailing only Brazil, and almost completely dominates the Robusta coffee market with approximately 40% of global output. Interestingly, while Arabica coffee is favored globally for its mildness, Vietnamese Robusta coffee earns points with baristas for its bold, strong flavor, high caffeine content, and ability to produce a thick crema layer. Notably, from these Robusta beans, Vietnam also produces civet coffee, a premium coffee often listed among the 10 most expensive coffees on the planet, considered a symbol of sophistication and luxury among connoisseurs. Not only relying on large production volume, Vietnam also attracts international attention with its unique brewing methods. A prime example is iced milk coffee, a national icon once voted by CNN as one of the best coffees in the world, thanks to the harmonious blend of strong, fin-filtered coffee, sweet condensed milk, and ice. Besides this, one cannot fail to mention the one-of-a-kind creations like rich, smooth egg coffee, once praised by National Geographic as a coffee you must try before you die, or other interesting variations such as salt coffee and coconut coffee. Coffee in Vietnam is not merely a beverage, but an indispensable part of people's daily rhythm. Coffee shops, from simple sidewalk stalls to modern spaces, are ideal places for people to meet, chat, and share everyday stories. Gatherings over a cup of coffee not only help Vietnamese people maintain relationships, but also provide an opportunity to relax and enjoy warm moments in the hustle and bustle of life. No 7. Top agricultural exporting country in the world. Vietnam is not only strong in coffee export, but also a leading global agricultural export powerhouse. As of 2024, this S-shaped country consistently ranks among the top 15 largest agricultural exporters on the planet and even holds the #1 spot, one position globally in many commodities. Typically, Vietnam is the king of cashew nut exports globally, leading in both quantity and value. Similarly, the world's #1 position for black pepper also belongs to Vietnam. And dragon fruit also accounts for over 80% of the global market share. Furthermore, Vietnam is in the top 3 globally for rice exports, with the ST25 rice variety once honored as the world's best, along with many tropical fruits and farmed shrimp. This achievement does not come from chance, but is the result of the convergence of 3 key factors. First, Vietnam possesses a widespread tropical monsoon climate, creating ideal natural conditions for the diverse development of crops, from rice to abundant tropical fruits. Second, fertile land along with a dense network of rivers has created a favorable environment for cultivating rice, fruit trees, and other industrial crops. Finally, Vietnam's agricultural workforce is renowned for its diligence, creativity, and continuous adoption of scientific and technical advancements. It is this harmonious combination of favorable nature and diligent people that has enabled Vietnamese agricultural products to not only meet domestic demand, but also reach international markets, affirming their position in the global market. No 8. The world's largest cave. Son Doong Cave, known as the world's largest cave, is located in Phong Nha, Cây Bang, a UNESCO Natural Heritage Site in Vietnam. With its colossal size and unique structure, Son Doong Cave has attracted global attention since its discovery in 2009. It is a natural wonder that still holds many mysteries yet to be fully explored. With a length of 9 kilometers, a ceiling height of up to 200 meters, and a width of up to 150 meters, Son Doong boasts colossal dimensions, so wide and high that it could completely contain a 40-story building. The cave was formed approximately 2 to 5 million years ago due to the erosion of underground rivers flowing through layers of limestone, gradually creating vast chambers and unique rock formations. Inside the cave, there is a primeval forest and an underground river, creating a magnificent space, like an isolated planet within the Earth. Son Doong Cave possesses an independently developed ecosystem where many rare species may not have been discovered yet. This isolated environment is like a real-life Jurassic Park, where life continues to evolve under distinct natural conditions, far from the outside world. One of the special characteristics of Son Doong is its giant stalactites, reaching up to 80 meters tall. These stalactites were formed over millions of years from minerals in dripping water. They create bizarre and impressive limestone structures, forming an incredibly majestic natural space, completely different from anywhere else in the world. The BBC described Son Doong as Vietnam's gift to adventurers. However, to ensure that the natural environment, the unique species, and the geological structure within the cave are protected and maintained intact, only about 1,000 tourists are allowed to visit Son Doong each year. The cost for an expedition is up to $3,000. An expensive adventure, but completely worth adding to the bucket list of anyone who loves exploring wild nature. No 9, Kai Rang Floating Market. No need for large shopping malls or supermarkets. In the Mekong Delta of Vietnam, people go to the market. On the river. Floating markets, a vibrant symbol of the Mekong Delta, are places where buying and selling take place right on wooden boats anchored on the water. Every early morning, hundreds of boats gather in the middle of the river. Each boat is a shop filled with fruits, vegetables, seafood, dried goods, and even coffee. Bun riao, crab noodle soup, banh mi. Everything is as complete as a market on land. The interesting point is that no one needs to shout or advertise loudly. Sellers just need to hang the item they are selling on a pole erected at the bow of the boat. By looking at that, buyers can easily identify where they need to stop. This is likened to a unique type of floating signboard found only in this special market. The most famous is Kai Rang Floating Market in Can Tho, which CNN once honored as one of the most unique markets in the world. Because nowhere else can you sit on the river, order a cup of coffee, and eat a hot bowl of pho without leaving the boat swaying on the waves. These experiences are thanks to the skillful hands of the vendors here. They row the boat, cook, and chat lively with customers as if they were long-lost relatives meeting again. In the early morning light, with the mist still lingering on the water's surface, the sound of engines, the calls of vendors, along with the aroma of food and ripe fruit, the whole market becomes a vivid picture of the generous and simple life of the people in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. If you have the chance, try spending a morning drifting along with the rhythm of the floating market waves. Who knows? You might just lose your heart there. No 10. Vietnamese, one of the hardest languages to learn in the world. Vietnamese, the official language of Vietnam, is frequently listed among the most difficult languages on the planet, especially for those from Western countries. The primary reason lies in the 6 tones. For the same syllable, simply changing the pronunciation completely alters the meaning, turning communication into a surprising experience. Furthermore, Vietnamese also has a trove of interesting multi-meaning vocabulary. A single word can be understood differently depending on the context, leaving learners both surprised and slightly headache-ridden. And that's not all. The Vietnamese system of pronouns and addressing terms is also incredibly brain-hacking. It's not simply I and you, like in English. Vietnamese speakers must choose from dozens of ways to refer to each other depending on age, status, and relationship. Communicating in Vietnamese is sometimes like playing a brain game. Difficult, but extremely interesting, and it will certainly leave a lasting impression. No 11. Diverse beliefs. Vietnam is a land rich in spiritual life, where forms of belief develop in parallel and blend into community life. Among these, the 3 most prominent forms are Buddhism, mother goddess worship, and ancestor worship. each leaving a deep mark on the national culture. Buddhism, introduced thousands of years ago, has long taken root in the Vietnamese psyche, clearly present through ancient pagodas, philosophies of life, and major annual festivals. Vietnam hosting the UN Vesak celebration in 2025, bringing together over 80 countries, once again affirms the stature and role of Buddhism in the Asian cultural sphere. Many famous sites like Tran Quoc Pagoda, Yen Tu Pagoda, or Bu Long Pagoda also become spiritual destinations with distinctive architecture. Mother goddess worship, closely associated with folk beliefs, honors goddesses such as Mao Liu Han and Mao Tuong Ngan, reflecting the spirit of respecting nature and femininity in Vietnamese culture. The ritual of Hao Jong, a prominent rite in this belief, is highly performative, a combination of ritual, music, and costume, and has been recognized by UNESCO as a unique cultural heritage. Meanwhile, ancestor worship, though simple and without complex rituals, plays a core role in Vietnamese family life. Each altar in a home is not just a place to remember and express gratitude to the deceased, but also a symbol of bloodline continuity and the principle of eating the fruit, remembering the grower. The harmonious blend of these beliefs has created a diverse spiritual culture, reflecting the combination of long-standing traditions and new vitality, constantly interacting with global cultures of the Vietnamese people. No 12. Unique festivals. Vietnam has over 8,000 festivals, but not all are the same. Some festivals are so interesting that you can't take your eyes off them. Let's explore the most prominent ones with us. Tet Nguyen Dan, or Lunar New Year, is the most important New Year festival in Vietnam. This is a time for families to reunite, remember their ancestors, and wish each other a peaceful new year. Everywhere is filled with the bustling atmosphere of flower markets with all kinds of vibrant plants and flowers, and houses are lavishly decorated with lanterns and red couplets. Everyone prepares traditional feasts together, performs solemn New Year's Eve rituals, and exchanges red lucky money envelopes containing good wishes. Lively activities such as lion dances and traditional folk games also take place everywhere, creating a distinctive and warm cultural scene. After Tet is when the Huang Pagoda Festival takes place, from approximately the 1st to the 3rd lunar month in Hanoi. This is a pilgrimage to the Buddhist land. Thousands of people from all over flock here to pray for peace and good fortune. The journey to the festival center often begins with a boat trip along the romantic Yen Stream, flanked by majestic limestone mountains. Afterwards, visitors will climb the mountains to visit the temples, pagodas, and caves hidden within nature. The festival is not only an occasion to express belief, but also an opportunity to admire the beautiful scenery and listen to traditional Cheo and Hatvan melodies. Another equally unique festival is the Hue Festival. The Hue Festival is held biennially in the city of Hue and is an international-scale cultural event. This festival aims to honor and promote the cultural and historical values of the former imperial capital. Here you will witness reenactments of ancient royal ceremonies, enjoy the solemn royal court music, and the lyrical Hue singing. Besides these, there are countless other special traditional and contemporary art programs, lively street parades, and unique art exhibitions, attracting a large number of participants. Finally, the Sapa Love Market takes place on Saturday nights weekly in Sapa Town and is a unique cultural feature of the Northwestern Highlands. This is a place for young men and women from ethnic minorities such as the Hmong and Dao to meet, socialize, and find partners. Visitors will hear the poignant sounds of the Ken, a traditional instrument calling for lovers, sincere courtship songs, and participate in graceful exo dances or fun folk games. The Sapa Love Market offers a cultural space that is both romantic and rich in Highland identity. Each festival in Vietnam is not only an opportunity to participate in fun activities, but also a chance for you to understand more about the culture, history, and spiritual values of the Vietnamese people. Which festival will you participate in when you come to Vietnam? Share with us. Number 13. Must-visit places in Vietnam. When exploring Vietnam, there are destinations you simply cannot miss, not only for their natural beauty, but also for their cultural depth, history, and experiences found nowhere else. Hanoi, Vietnam's 1,000-year-old capital, stands out with its blend of classical French architecture, ancient temples and pagodas, and vibrant pace of life. You can explore the Old Quarter, visit the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum, and enjoy a cup of signature egg coffee. This is an ideal starting point to better understand Vietnamese culture and the rhythm of its people's lives. Continuing your journey, you cannot skip Hue, a place that preserves the unique historical and cultural values of the Nguyen dynasty. The most prominent highlight is the Hue Imperial City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, along with the ancient tombs of the kings, offering deep insights into the glorious past. Besides admiring the unique architecture, Hue also captivates tourists with its distinctive royal cuisine, featuring famous dishes like the rich bun bo hui and the refined ban bao and ban nam. Leaving the bustling cities, you will find the peace and spectacular beauty of Sapa, a small town nestled in the northern mountains of Vietnam. This area is famous for its cool climate, ethnic minority villages, and vast terraced rice fields. You can trek through the villages, interact with the Hmong or Dao ethnic people, or challenge yourself by conquering Phanxipan Peak, the highest mountain in Southeast Asia. The majestic natural scenery and the hospitality of the local people will make your trip unforgettable. Next, we must mention Ha Long Bay, one of Vietnam's most famous natural wonders. With over 1,600 magnificent limestone islands, Ha Long Bay is recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site. Visitors here will have the opportunity to experience cruising on the bay by boat, explore mysterious caves, or participate in activities like kayaking and swimming to immerse themselves in the bay's stunning landscape. Ha Long is truly an ideal destination for nature lovers who want to relax in a peaceful space. Finally, Phu Quoc, a beautiful island in the south. With its fine white sand beaches, clear blue water, and luxurious resorts, Phu Quoc offers an ideal setting for you to relax and enjoy your holiday. Here, you can join activities like diving, swimming, or simply watch the sunset from a beach bar. Besides, Phu Quoc is also famous for its attractive night markets, where you can find delicious fresh seafood or interesting souvenirs. No 14. Vietnamese cuisine. Vietnamese cuisine is a journey of exploring surprising flavors, where regional differences create a unique culinary culture unlike any other in the world. The North impresses with its light, delicate, and less spicy cuisine. Dishes like bun thang, Hanoi pho, bun cha, etc. all focus on preserving the natural sweetness from bone broth and vegetables. Notably, pho, considered the soul of Vietnamese cuisine, has reached global fame, recognized by CNN in the top 50 best dishes on the planet. Hanoi bun cha, after being enjoyed by President Obama during a visit, also became a global culinary phenomenon. Moving to the central region, the palate becomes bolder, spicier, and more colorful. Bun bo hui, ban bao, mi quang are not just delicious dishes, but also works of art on the table, reflecting the meticulousness and sophistication of the former imperial capital's cuisine. The careful preparation and presentation show the imprint of a region that once served royal banquets. Finally, the South welcomes you with a liberal culinary style in combining ingredients and flavors. The characteristic rich sweetness, the diversity of ingredients, and the cultural intersection of Khmer, Chinese, and Cham cuisines create unique dishes like Hu Tu, Com Tam, and Ban Zao. Each dish is a story of the Southern people's hospitality and limitless ability to transform ingredients. Whether you seek elegance, boldness, or innovative culinary experiences, Vietnam is always ready to treat you to a surprising and unforgettable feast for the senses. No 15. Cost of living in Vietnam. Living in Vietnam not only offers a rich cultural experience, but also surprises you with its incredibly affordable cost of living, especially when compared to major cities in the West. In big cities like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center typically ranges from $400 to $800 per month. While if you opt for a smaller studio or an apartment outside the center, you'll only need from $250 to $500. Utility costs for electricity, water, and internet are around $50 to $100 per month. For dining, street food dishes like bun, pho, or com tam cost only $1 to $2 per portion, with flavors capable of beating many international restaurants. If you desire a more luxurious meal, dinner at a high-end restaurant is only about $15 per person. If you cook yourself, you'll only need about $25 per week for fresh food ingredients. Transportation in Vietnam is also very cheap. A bus ride is only about 0.4 USD, while taxis or ride-hailing services like Grab and Bee for short distances range from just 3 to 5 USD. If you prefer freedom, renting a motorbike costs only about 50 USD per month. Other costs are also very cheap. A gym membership is 15 to 50 US dollars per month, laundry is 1 to 2 US dollars per kilogram, and a basic dental checkup is only from 10 to 30 US dollars per visit. Cumulatively, the total monthly cost of living in Vietnam for one person ranges from approximately 700 to 900 US dollars. With such a standard of living, you will find that every dollar you spend here can buy both convenience and daily joy. So, we have just explored 15 surprising facts about Vietnam together. Which fact impressed you the most? Or do you know any other interesting things about this country? Share your thoughts in the comment section below the video. If you found this video helpful and want to continue exploring many other fascinating stories with me, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos. See you again in our next adventures. The information is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any decisions.